Hey, good morning, folks. Um, I know it's been a while since I last uploaded, so I figured it's time enough that I give an update. The last day that I posted a video was on Thursday, well, Friday, but the review was for up to Thursday, which would have been day 9 of my journey. But since then, I traded on Friday and yesterday. So on Friday, I hit max loss, which is for me is 140. I took 3 trades. None of them were particularly bad trades, but AMC AMC caught me good because AMC was actually rising while the markets were selling off. So I really thought that it was a good bet to make the move that it did yesterday and Friday, but it never did. So it rolled over and stopped me out for max loss per trade. So this is why it's so important to always have a stop in place because this thing ended up going all the way down close to 39. So I bought in at I had bought 200 shares at around 40 average. So if I didn't have the discipline to take it off for 1 unit loss at 50, that would have been down. I might have panicked out and sold for a loss of 200 or so. The second trade that I took was in Lucid Motors, and this was actually not such a bad trade. It was selling off. I took it short, and the only really mistake that I made was being greedy. Instead of taking it off down here near the lows when I was up around two units of risk, and I noticed that the Nasdaq was about to break out, I stayed obstinate and held on to it, even though I knew that it was likely going to stop me out, and which it eventually did for 1 unit loss. And then I stayed patient. It took a long in Blink BLNK. Really nice setup. And it followed through, hit my first target, but I got greedy. Tried to add and hold for a bigger move, but it rolled over, stopped me out. So I took 3 losses, hit max loss. I was shut out for the day, and I really wasn't in the mood to do a review considering that. So you know, so then I came back. I came back on Monday, which is yesterday, and yesterday I took 3 day trades and I closed my swing in Nikola Motors. So I took a so the first trade I took yesterday was I took a long in Tillery. It was capping up after it had a big breakout on Friday, so I was expecting a second explosion. Pardon me. So yeah, so I got in as it broke the opening 10-minute high, looking for a follow through up to $14. And then I had my order actually at 13.98 to exit. This thing hit 13.95 reverse, stopped me out. At least I had a good sense to get out before I hit max loss, so saved myself a few dollars there. Then I took a long in Lucid Motors. I mean, this pattern is really slappy. I don't know why I guess I was just feeling anxious to trade, but thankfully I had a good sense to take it off for a small loss. So, I didn't, this is just about what, quarter of 1 unit risk for me right now. So, didn't do too much damage. Then the trade that saved my day was AMC. Got long as it was breaking out of this intraday flag pattern, and took it off as it hit resistance around $41.78. So it's a pretty straightforward trade. Risk 1 unit, took 1 unit of risk, made 2 units of risk and profit. So I'm happy about that. And then finally, I closed out my swing trade in Nikola. Never really got going. Since the day that I got in on Thursday around 14:43. It just never really made it the kind of follow through that I was looking for. So it came back. I didn't wait for it to hit my stop. I took it off for about 3/4 of an hour loss. And even if I'd held on, it still would have stopped me out. It still would have ended up going on breaching my stop at 1343. So I'm glad I got rid of this, and it was also a bit distracting for me. So I can focus on my day trades. But the really reason why I took it, I love the daily setup and the strength in the sector. I really thought it would follow through. But that's why it's so important to focus on the leading stocks in the sector, like Lucid Motors or even the recent IPO, Riven. Nikola looks good, but it's not one of the leaders in the sector, and so like that's likely why it's been so weak. It's with a minor weakness in the overall markets. So yeah, so there you have it. Overall, for the month, I for the month I'm grossing just over $500, which is a bit underwhelming. But the thing about trading is that you never really know when your profits are gonna really come in. The most important thing is to focus on survival, protecting your account, protecting your capital, also protecting your financial capital, but you also need to protect your mental capital as well. So there you go. I'll try not to take too long before I post my next update. So if you found any value in this, please like, share, subscribe, and thanks for listening.